Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and I will be talking about Skyrim Special Edition, asking the question, will we see another game from Bethesda Game Studios receive the same treatment that Skyrim Special Edition got? By this, I mean, will we see Fallout 3, Oblivion, Morrowind, or even back into Bethesda's past with Daggerfall be brought to modern gamers? Well, the answer to that is more than likely no, but I also want to explain why, because we've talked on the channel on what game we would like to see be remastered, but also I wanted to explain exactly why we're not going to see another game from Bethesda's past be brought into current day. For me, I always wanted Morrowind to be remastered, so that's the example I'm going to be using. We can take a sword in Morrowind as an example. Now, this is the model for the sword in Morrowind. In order to bring that to the modern day gamers, we are going to have to redo everything for this. By this, I mean we are going to have to create a brand new model for this weapon. Then after that, we're going to have to add new textures to it that are going to wrap around the model, so to speak. Essentially, this will be recreating the entire weapon. Now apply that logic to absolutely every single object you see in the game, whether it is food, the grass, or the armor, the humans in the game. All of that has to be redone in a similar format. Obviously, I am very much simplifying it and not going entirely in depth on the game speak here, but I'm sure most of you get my point that that is exactly why Bethesda will not be doing that, because it takes an immense amount of effort when you have a game the size of Morrowind or Oblivion and have to recreate that from the ground up. The logic behind that is because Bethesda looks at all the effort they'd be putting into remastering one of their favorite games ever made and say, well, why don't we just make a new one? Because we're going to be recreating models anyway, we're going to be wrapping textures on these models anyway, and so on. Why don't we just apply that effort to a new game? Which is a move that I do respect, because they do know they can cash in on exactly what they did with Skyrim Special Edition, where that game sold around 440,000 copies in its first month, which is remarkable for a remaster, and outsold a lot of games, which is also really crazy for a 5-year-old game. The reason I'm talking about this now, a little bit more than a month after Skyrim Special Edition's launch, is because when I was looking at some of the Twitter responses to the backwards compatibility of Oblivion on the Xbox One, I realized a lot of people were saying, I'm just gonna wait for the official remake from Bethesda, and people are assuming that's what's going to happen because of Skyrim Special Edition. And while I do want it to happen, I'm just saying that, similar to what I said in my Skywind video, I wouldn't hold my breath for it at all, because it requires the effort of a whole brand new game, and Bethesda would be smart to divert that energy instead to exactly that, a new game, not something from the past, especially when game systems are making it more accessible than ever for both console and PC users to go back to these older games, mainly console gamers, where they always had to upgrade their system to keep up with the times, and that would usually involve them putting the other one in the closet, where now we're seeing the Xbox One support 360 games, and the Scorpio, which is going to be a very powerful machine, will also support Xbox One games, and I'd imagine 360 on top of that, much like a PC where you could play whatever game you want for the most part. But that'll do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are as always in the description down below. Check out sugarbomb.com, the place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.